Alright, Cora, we are back. And summer's getting close to the end. You got a little over a month. So, Cora. Tonight, we are watching...
Terminator.
What do you know about the Terminator? Nothing?
What about trying to go ahead and destroy somebody's mom?
Okay, so you do remember the trailer and me explaining it a while back ago. Anyways, yep, that's basically the plot of the movie. This is one I think you're really going to enjoy, and if you don't enjoy this one, I definitely think you'll love the second one. Most people think that the second one is better than the first one, so sorry about our dog making noises. She's all riled up right now. But anyways, yeah, so this is a James Cameron film. It has a lot of lines you've probably heard in other things. I don't know if you remember when we watched Chuck, but there was a lot of stuff from Chuck that was in there. It has Linda Hamilton, Arnold Schwarzenegger, which you probably will remember from when we watched Jingle All the Way at Christmas time. The one where he's trying to find that toy for his kid. Turbo Man!
Yeah!
It has that guy in it. So, you definitely should recognize him. And, yeah, I think you're really going to enjoy this. It has your favorite thing in the world. Explosions.
Explosion noise!
So, you ready to blast off? Alright, we'll see you guys after the movie.
Bye. Kaboom!
In the 21st century, a weapon will be invented like no other. This weapon will be powerful, versatile, and indestructible. It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with. It will feel no pity, no remorse, no pain, no fear. It will have only one purpose: to return to the present and prevent the future. This weapon will be called the Terminator.
You're dead, honey.
What day is it? The date?
12th May, Thursday.
What year?
I'm here to help you. I'm Reese, DN 38416, assigned to protect you. You've been targeted for termination.
What does it want to be? Why me?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator. Your future is in its hands.
Alright, so we just finished...
RoboCop! The best movie! Wait, no.
No, Terminator. You're still getting them confused?
Yes.
RoboCop was a man mixed with a machine. A Terminator is just a machine. It doesn't sleep, it doesn't eat, it doesn't negotiate. It's just there to kill Sarah Connor.
Terminator, the best Robo movie ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're we're just doing the review part right now, so you can give your score in a little bit. So what was this movie about then, Cora?
Did you not hear
Go step by step. Tell them.
Did you not hear the intro? This movie is about...
Well, we just shortened it up at the intro. Tell them in full what the movie is about.
Yeah, but you're doing a better job at that.
Well, you need to learn to be able to recap stories, you know? So we start off in the future.
Then in the past. Then in the present.
Well, it's technically the 80s, but it's our past now.
Was it 80s?
Can you look at the camera?
Shall we? And,
Who comes through first?
RoboCop? Yeah, RoboCop.
RoboCop's not in this!
I keep getting them confused. Why am I even doing this?
You mean the Terminator?
Yes, Terminator. I'm just gonna say that dude because I keep getting them mixed up.
Just say Terminator.
It's
Or
hard.
T-100.
It's hard for me, okay?
Anyways, so he comes through, and what does he do as soon as he comes through?
He's just looking for Sarah.
He just starts looking for Sarah. He doesn't do anything else first, like
Well, he does
beat up some guys and take all their clothes.
Well, only one because the other two are dead.
He probably killed all three of them.
All three of them. I don't know what happened to the other guy. They even show what happened to that guy?
No. But you could assume if he killed those two that he killed the others and took whatever clothes he needed.
But then the bird would be on that clothes.
So, do you think he cared? Then what happens? Who comes through next? Really? Reese? Kyle Reese?
Kyle Reese. I'm just gonna call him Kyle.
Okay, and what happens when Kyle comes through?
I think Kyle looks so close, but he doesn't go ahead and literally bully feed people.
No. He gets some pants from an old homeless guy. Then he breaks into a store, steals the rest of his clothes.
Yeah, because cops are chasing after him.
Yeah. That's one thing that's always really bothered me. Like, why did the cops suddenly chase him? Like, I mean, anything could have been going on in that alley. It made no sense why the cops suddenly were on him. But anyways, so what's going back? So then we meet who?
Sarah.
Yep. And what is her life like?
Well, I think her job is a hamburger place.
A waitress?
A waitress place.
A restaurant?
A restaurant.
A hamburger place? A waitress place? What are you talking about, child? She's a waitress at a restaurant. Just say that. There's not a place like where they make waitresses. Anyways, what's going on while she's at work? What does the Terminator do? You would make a lousy Terminator. So he starts, I guess I'll continue since you're in a laughing fit. He starts tracking down all the women named Sarah Connor in the phone book, right? And he knocks on this lady's door, she answers, and he just starts shooting her.
And let's just say,
Yeah, she dies. I said he shot her. Oh, and he shot the guy who was selling him weapons. So he stole a bunch of weapons. And then he goes after Sarah, but who gets killed instead of Sarah? Cora, pay attention.
Sarah's friend.
Ginger, yeah. Her friend
But,
Ginger.
which I'm not going to say what she was doing.
No. And, so who catches up with Sarah first? The Terminator? Or the cops? Or Kyle?
I think Kyle.
I think Kyle caught up to her first? I thought it was the Terminator.
Yeah, the Terminator. But, well, let's just say they both caught up.
And do you remember what Kyle said when he rescued Sarah?
Come with me if you want to leave.
Yeah, what'd you think of that line?
I think it was like the force, like the. Let's just say it was like a. You know. I thought that like I've seen it being used many times.
Well, this is where it comes from.
So I think it was pretty good.
Terminator is where that line comes from, so now you know.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. So Kyle saves her for a while, but who ends up catching up with them?
Tornado.
And the cops, remember? The cops show up and they save Sarah from Kyle, basically.
And the Terminator, I guess, has like a voice changer built into him.
Yeah.
Because he literally changes his voice to be one of the cops into Sarah's mother.
Yeah.
So he did not just trick the cops. He also tricked Sarah.
Yep. And so the cops have Sarah, and what did the cops tell Sarah? Can you just sit properly?
Hey.
Okay, so what do the cops tell Sarah when Kyle's freaking out about the Terminator?
He's crazy.
No, they say that there's 30 cops in the building. There's no way anybody's gonna get to her. Remember?
And
Does the Terminator show up?
and he like go ahead, went into one of the cops. I think the cops like asked him a question and told him to sit on a bench. Then Terminator looked it around and he said, "I'll be back." And then he didn't lie. But he literally crashed into the building and ran him over with the car.
Yeah.
So it was the little glass room around him.
And that's not the first time you've heard that line. Chucky said it once, remember? You could say there's a lot of similarities between Chucky and the Terminator. But we'll get into that later. So anyways, so he comes back, he basically blasts through all 30 of the cops.
Boom, boom, boom.
Kyle gets Sarah out of there. They run from the Terminator. They manage to slip away. And they go into hiding. But why does the Terminator catch up with them? What mistake does Sarah make?
Literally got it food,
No, she called her mom.
which was actually the Terminator.
Yep.
And that's why she is so dumb.
Yeah. Well, she didn't know. So the Terminator catches up with them, and we're in the climax chase. And you finally get to see one of your favorite things.
Explosion noise!
Yeah. So there's like 5 regular little explosions, and they keep throwing these bombs at him during the chase.
Yeah, like, here's what he did. He got ahead, like, let's just go back a couple seconds. The Terminator got ahead and stole a truck and tried to land them over.
Well, that was at the end of the chase, but...
So, he got ahead, lighted on the bombs, put them, like, in one of the engine tube thingies, and he went into a trash can, I guess to make sure he didn't...
Get blown up?
Yeah. And...
Because it was a gas truck?
And guess what the truck did? He went explosion noise!
And I remember your eyes just lighting up at that scene. And you said that that was the best explosion ever.
Yep, number one explosions. You know the best explosion in this movie? That one. That specific one. It's the number 1 explosion of all time.
Even better than the one from Independence Day, which blew up an entire city? I mean, that was just a truck. And Independence Day blew up an entire city. Several cities. Anyways. So, the truck explodes. Kyle and Sarah reunite. And they start hugging each other. But what happens?
Terminator is completely still alive, my friends.
And is all metal. All his skin is burned off.
Yes.
So then they have to run. They make their way into like a factory.
And
Can you sit on your butt? They make their way into a factory. Kyle activates all the machines so that way it'll keep it noisy so they can try to slip through. But the Terminator catches up to them. And what does Kyle do as one last effort to save Sarah?
go ahead, like, put it on the one of the bombs and put it between one of its metal bones and delays this entire part with kaboom.
Yep.
But this
And one of the
part,
hands.
oh yeah, one of the hands.
So he was just one-armed. I mean, he still had a nub there that he was helping to push him, but yeah, he was basically in pieces over Sarah.
Yeah.
And then he really became like Chucky because he still didn't stop, did he?
Yep. 2 Chucky references. I can't wait what happens in the next one. How many Chucky references is literally in this movie?
I don't know.
100?
But now you know why Chucky's part Terminator. I'm actually kind of shocked they've never used that with Chucky saying, what is he, part Terminator? Or, who built this doll, Skynet?
But they should use one of those lines.
Yeah, they should. Anyway, so how does Sarah finally defeat the Terminator?
Well, there's like these squishing scenes.
A presser?
A presser? Yeah, presser.
A hydraulic press to be specific, but go ahead. And do not say what she actually says.
I wrote.
But what does she do?
They go ahead and do a little crossing, the crawling chasing, and Sarah gets inside the machine force closes the gate so the Terminator can't get hold. And she's struggling because the Terminator's arms it's reaching outside the bars and trying to get hold. And she pushes the button.
And it says, "You're terminated."
No, I said that. You just got terminated, you Terminator! Something like that.
She says, "You're terminated." But she adds one more word we can't say right now. So.
Yeah, because,
YouTube. Anyways, alright, and so that wraps up the first movie. So, okay, we will be right back after this, and we'll give our final scores. See you in a minute.
Bye!
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of Guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new Guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend, Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
All right, Cora. On a scale of 1 to 10, what score would you give the first Terminator?
Let me see. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Why 10 out of 10?
Like I said,
Sit
Terminator,
down.
the best robot movie ever. Yeah.
You know, when I was actually a kid, I was a little bit scared of this movie. This movie was kind of a scary movie to me. This machine that would stop at nothing to kill you. That was created by basically a computer system that became self-aware. And the scariest part is we already knew back then that we were heading into a future where that was very possible. Which turned out to be very true. It may not have happened yet, like that movie says, but we have sort of reached that point where people are relying more and more on AI and whatnot, so. Did you have a favorite scene in the movie?
The end.
Of course. What about the end? What part?
Wait, no, not the end.
Well, sit up.
The one where the truck went kaboom!
Okay. Anyways, moving on to my score. I would give this an 8 out of 10. I really do enjoy this movie, but there are several times where the graphics just didn't, growing up with it, I see there were just some scenes that the graphics were really, really bad. Like, horribly bad. Like, when he is driving the truck at one point, you could definitely tell that's a fake animatronic head. That's not really Arnold. There's another scene where he's, like, patching himself up in the mirror. And he's cutting out his eyeball and stuff. And you can also tell in that scene that that's not really Arnold. That's, like, some fake head thing. And it just looks really silly nowadays. Which I can't say too much in this review, but the next one only came out a few years later and has had editions where they have patched up those graphics. So they could have gone back with this one and done the same. And I feel like that would have made it a stronger film, other than have these really bad graphic moments. And like I said, too, there was no reason for the cop to be chasing Kyle at the beginning. It just seemed a little forced.
I mean, but is it illegal to be naked out in the streets?
Yes. It's illegal to be indecent outside. Why do you think adults tell little kids, don't take your clothes off? Because it's against the law for you to be naked outside.
That's a reason.
But anyways, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this review. And we do hope that you will join us for our upcoming review of Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Until then, you got anything else you want to say, Cora? Besides like, comment, and subscribe?